Hello lovely! In this video we're gonna give you model answers about keys. Keys! A recent IELTS speaking part 1 topic. I'm Maria.
And my name is Rory, and we're here to help prepare you for IELTS speaking and have a little bit of fun along the way.
Keys is a super new IELTS speaking part 1 topic. We've never had keys before. Keys. And we're gonna talk about these keys, not like keyboard keys, because they're also called keys. And in music we also have instrumental keys or instrument keys.
Oh, you do? Yeah, like piano keys.
Are we excited about keys?
Yeah, everybody has keys, I think. Does anybody not have keys?
Let's talk about keys. Do you always bring many keys with you?
Well, to be honest, the only keys I carry are my front door key and my garage key, since those are the only things in my home that have locks on them, so that's all I need.
We bring keys or we carry keys with us. So Rory told us about the keys he carries with him. So I carry a lot of keys.
How many keys do you have? I'm looking between the camera and here.
Okay, I have 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, only 4.
What are they for? Why do you have 4 keys? What do you need that for?
Yeah, my house, and the entrance door to my house.
Oh, hold up the black thing you've got. That's a
Yeah.
what I would call a fob, which is like
fob.
a kind of at least I call it a fob. I don't know what other people would call it. It's like I don't know, an electronic key, I guess.
It's a magnetic key.
Hey, there we go. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a magnetic key, so you just go like and it opens up, you know. What are the different types of keys you have and how do they differ?
Like I said, I've got a front door key and a garage key. Although why I have 2 different keys for those, I don't know, because they're located right next to each other, so that's a bit weird. And they're also roughly the same size as well. I used to have the key to my old apartment in Timor as a keepsake, and that was much smaller because it was a padlock key. But I was afraid I would lose it, so I had it tattooed on me. And I think that's about it in terms of the keys that I have now anyway.
Right, and dear listener, you can talk about different kinds of keys. So I use a card key or a key card. Yeah, we usually say a key card, like a card.
What does your key card look like? I'll hold up my co-op card. Does it look like one of these? I should point out, this is actually a shopping rewards card, but it's usually this size. Do you have it with you now?
No, usually hotels have key cards, but maybe, dear listener, you have a key card, right? But also, like, I have a magnetic key.
Do you ever go to a hotel and get a key card and then leave with the key card? Because I do. I have a collection of them. I'm sorry to all hotels I've ever stayed at.
And then, like, a key for my front door, like a key for something. You can also have a key ring. So this is like a key ring, right? So Rory, is this like thing that I have here, or I have a tail of a whale?
I guess so. A keyring decoration? Help me out here.
Yeah, a key ring. And you can say I carry a bunch of keys with me. So a bunch of keys, like some keys for different locks. Also, we have keys for locks, like locks, you know, this thing that we lock. And you can impress the examiner by talking about different types of keys. Magnetic keys, smart car keys. If you drive a car, you might have a smart car key. And also, Rory, do you know what a double-sided key is?
Is it one of those keys that's like, it's long and then there's one lock on one side and one lock on the other?
Yeah.
Is that right? Well,
yes,
what do you call them? What are the name for different parts of keys? So, if you have any key aficionados, the long part of a key is called the blade, and then the part underneath with the different markings on it is called the biting. So when you talk about a double-sided key, you mean it's got the biting on both sides of it.
Oh, Rory, and do you know what a skeleton key is?
A skeleton key is a kind of master key that's used to open different kinds of... Well, yeah, look, here, from Wikipedia. It's a type of master key in which the serrated edge has been removed in such a way that it can open numerous locks. Ah!
And Rory, are you ready for a joke?
Oh, sugar.
What type of a key opens a banana? A monkey! A monkey. Okay, what type of key opens a banana? A monkey. Monkey like an animal, but a monkey.
Do you remember what we said about dissecting a frog and dissecting a joke?
No, I have to explain it. I just have to explain. Yeah, so you can say like I have a front door key, and also how did you pronounce this? Garage?
Yes, if you're... I was being annoyed because I kept saying garage, but it's not. If you're British, or if you prefer British English, then it's garage key. But if your focuses on American English, then it's garage key. Although both of these words mean only one thing, so you get to choose.
And you said that I used to have the key to my old room. So a key for a room or a key to a room?
Oh, it makes no difference. A key to something or a key for something, there'll be a difference. But really, it's pretty much the same thing if we're talking, especially if we're talking about IELTS for like a band 8 score. If you're talking about band 9, maybe. But who has the time to do that?
And you said that I have my keys on a chain. So a chain is like this, yeah? Like a chain is something that I wear on my neck.
Well, it can be a circle. Like I've got mine on a loop here. For people who are interested in my keys, the only two I have in my possession.
And dear listener, we know that these little thingies, Rory doesn't want to lose them. So what does he do? What's his strategy? He gets them tattooed on his body.
It's the only way to keep them safe.
How many keys do you have tattooed on your body, like keys?
I'm pretty sure I've only got one so far.
Have you ever copied a key?
Yeah, because I'm a smooth criminal. I can't remember the last time I was in a locksmith, to be honest with you. I think I had keys cut from my work about 10 years ago, but that's it. Sorry.
If you're afraid of losing a key, you can have it copied. So, like, okay, I have one key, and then I just go to a locksmith. A locksmith is a person who deals with the keys.
And you get them cut at the locksmith. So you can talk about getting keys copied, or you can talk about getting them cut.
So cut, kind of, they make all these little thingies, yeah?
The biting. Come on, if you're aiming for a band 9 score, then you need to know these things. So the ridged part of the key is the biting, and the part along the back that's usually smooth is the blade. And the part that you turn here, I've only seen it in writing, so I don't know how it's pronounced, but it's either called the bow or the bow. I would guess it's called the bow.
So I had my keys cut in a locksmith. Okay? A locksmith is a place and also a person who does all this work. Have you ever used a keyless entry system?
Well, we used to have a keypad on the door of my old apartment in Moscow, although you needed this fob thing, and that's sort of like a key, isn't it? So, sort of yes and no.
These days we have a keyless entrance system, so without any keys. So maybe you have a door and then you push in some kind of a code or some numbers, and the door just voila, and it just opens up. And Rory, what did you mean when you say this fob thing?
Well, to my mind, a key fob is something that doesn't look like this. But it's held with your keys. So I thought your magnetic key was a key fob. But you can also get, you remember before when I showed you my card for the shop? You can also get smaller ones that you put on your keychain, and that's called a key fob as well. So it's possible I'm getting these things confused, but really what it means is something that's smaller than a key, and it's not a key on your keychain with your keys. I said key too many times.
To have a keypad on the door, so a keypad is this kind of what? This thing with numbers that you press.
Numbers and I guess the hash key and the asterisk key, I guess that's what you would call it. I don't know.
What's the oldest key you have in your possession?
I think it'll be the one that I mentioned before, which I kept from Timor. It's about 10 years old, actually. It's a padlock key as well. I think I mentioned that. And I think I still have the padlock now that I think about it. I'll need to dig it out sometime and show people.
What's a padlock? You told us you have a padlock key.
A padlock is... how best to describe? It's like a lock that's not embedded in the door. You can carry it with you and take it off, and you can lock it on different kinds of locks or different kinds of loops.
You can get your keys copied. So if you take your keys to somebody, I get it copied, or you can get your keys replaced. Have you ever lost a key and had to replace it?
I think I dropped my keys when I was in high school, but it was only the one time, and that's all I can think about, to be honest. And after that, I was locked out of my house. I actually think we had to get the locks changed after that, to be honest. Whoops.
A good phrase is to lock yourself out. So I locked myself out, right? So you kind of you leave the key at home, and then you go out and the door closes and the keys are at home and you are outside. You lock yourself out of your house.
Is that a phrasal verb?
To lock yourself out. Yeah, it's a specific phrasal verb to use about keys.
I was locked out.
I've left my keys inside my house. I locked myself out. Is it a good idea to leave your key with a neighbor?
Well, in my case, it might be and it might not be, because my neighbour is my landlady, so this property actually belongs to her, and I think she would have the keys already, to be honest. But even if she doesn't, then she's very trustworthy, so it would not be a bad idea for sure.
You can leave your keys with your neighbor, your landlady, so the lady who owns the place, for example, but they should be trustworthy. Trustworthy, a person you can trust, you can rely on, right? But not everybody has reliable neighbors.
Or reliable landladies. Or landlords. But I do, I'm very lucky.
How can you avoid losing your keys?
Well, I used to keep mine on a keychain, but I don't really do that anymore because I actually, ironically, lost my keychain. But I always keep them in the same place. They're always in my back pocket or sitting on my desk, and they can only be in those two places. That's all, really. I have a friend who keeps his keys in a bowl, but he's got hundreds of them, so that doesn't really apply to me.
So, Rory, you told us that your keys sit on your desk. They kind of like sit.
Yeah, I wish I could show you, but I'm worried I'll mess up the camera. But basically, I'm at my desk and my keys are sitting next to me. I would have them in my back pocket, but since we are going to be recording for a solid 2 hours, that would get very uncomfortable.
You can keep your keys in your pocket, or you can keep your keys in a safe box or in a bag. Do you always take your keys when you go out?
I'm going to regret saying this, but no, I don't. When I have a shop next door to me, so if I'm just going to the shop very quickly, I don't take my keys with me and I just leave the door open. So I probably just invited a whole load of people to come and rob my house there. But yeah, if I'm just nipping to the shops quickly, then there's no point, is there?
Dear listener, if you know where Rory lives in Scotland, you also know that he leaves his door open.
Only when I'm at the shop. It takes 5 minutes. I'm not going to like be gone for a very long time and be like, woohoo, let's leave the door open and have a free for all.
Dear listener, you have 5 minutes to access Rory's house.
Also, I would like to point out I have nothing worth stealing. So there you go. Every valuable thing I own is tattooed on me. So good luck trying to get hold of that. But I can't, like, why would anybody break into my house? I own nothing. I own a computer that's 1 million years old and is missing its battery, which anybody who follows me on Instagram will know the story about.
Oh, our humble Rory. Oh, so sweet.
The only thing you could steal is my heart.
Oh, cute.
Well, to be honest, only 1,000 people live where I do, and it's not a crime-ridden area, so I am quite confident that I will be okay leaving my door unlocked for 5 minutes.
Rory did use a very nice verb to nip to the shop. Nip to the shop. When I nip to the shop, I don't close my door, I don't lock my door. So nip to the shop, just like go to the shop really quickly.
I'm really going to regret saying that now, aren't I? But like, it's not so far. I'll be okay. Right?
Right. And Rory, what type of key makes it difficult to open your front door? Whiskey.
God, a joke made all the more profound by the fact that I live in the part of Scotland where most of the whiskey is made.
Did you get this, dear listener? What type of key makes it difficult to open your front door? Whiskey. Whiskey is a... But whiskey. Oh. Cringe. I know it's horrible. I know it's dreadful. It's dreadful. But these are our key jokes.
But I think it's time that we locked up this episode, don't you think? Please say yes.
Thank you very much for listening. Bye.
Bye.